Hello, today we're going to be looking at Padmasana, the lotus pose. It's the one that everybody thinks of when we're doing a yoga practice. When we think of meditation, people think of this posture. I'm going to show you ways of working towards it and then eventually the full pose. Only work within your own capacity. Be very mindful of your knees, and if your knees feel tired, just straighten out the legs and let them rest, and then come back tomorrow and try again. You don't have to achieve this posture today. Okay, so first of all, we're going to start by sitting on our knees. So bend back your legs and bring your ankles together, your big toes together. Your heels should be on your buttock bones, and you're just going to sit and allow the backs of the thighs to soften. Tuck the tailbone down and lift the chest up. Now, if this is difficult for you, go and grab yourself a blanket or a towel if it's too much on the tops of the feet. And then place the blanket, I'll turn sideways so that you can see, place the blanket so that it goes underneath your shins. Okay, and then sit again with the feet together and just let the thighs soften. So you can see the tailbone is moving down, the shoulder blades are moving deep into the back, and the head is balanced on the spine. And just remain here for a little while. If it's too much for the knees to sit like this, then that's fine too. You can still keep the blanket here, but grab yourself a foam block or another blanket, and then just sit with the foam block there. Now this gives you more height for your spine, and it allows the spine to ascend. Breathe. Have the gaze directly forwards and lift the chest. If you've got the block, you can put your hands to the back of the block and allow your arms to take the shoulder blades down the back more. This is a form of the Virasana, the hero pose. Now we're going to take the work just a little bit deeper into the legs, into softening the backs of the legs. So come off your props. And again, I'll demonstrate the full pose, and then we'll see where you'll get to. So you want to spread the calves. Now imagine the calf is divided into two, and it's the outer portion of the calf that spreads down and out to the side. So you take that calf, spread it out as you sit down between the feet. Okay, now your feet point back directly. So if I turn around, you'll see the feet. So again, I'll show you what you do with the calves. Spread the calf muscle out and back as you sit down, maintaining soft knees. And then the tendency is that the feet curve around the bottom like this. We want the feet to follow the line of the shins. So the big toe is down and the little toe is down. And then you can place your hands onto the feet to lift the chest. Now again, if your bottom doesn't reach the ground, grab your block or your blanket, lift up your bottom, and just place your bottom on it. And that'll be much more comfortable. Okay? If it's too much for the knees, then what you'll do is you'll take your blanket and you'll place the blanket at the backs of the knees, pulling it down nice and strongly, and then get your block so that then you can sit down on one or two blocks, and again allow the knees to soften. Because to be able to achieve Padmasana, we need to have soft knees. And then sit. This is really nice, it feels like a holiday. Allow the spine to ascend. Take the shoulder blades deep into the back and let the gaze become soft. Relax through the thighs. Lift the ribs off the hips. Relax the legs. So there's a two-way action. The legs are feeling very grounded and the upper body is feeling uplifted. Okay. So come off the props. Put them to one side. If you still haven't quite got the hang of how to soften the backs of the legs, then if you lie on your back, this is helpful anyway on those mornings when you want to do a yoga practice but you're not quite sure where to start. And then just put your hand, opposite hand to the opposite knee, on the inside edge of the leg, and then just draw the leg in. Now don't pull the knee towards the face. Take the knee so that the hip remains level and the waist still stays long. And then you can hold onto the shin and draw the leg in. And I'll show you on the other side. So you bend up the other leg. The hand comes into the center of the back of the knee. Keep the outer waist long. And then bring the hand to the shin. And as you do that, feel how the calf softens towards the back of the leg. And then once they're both used to it, you can just pull both legs in and cuddle them in close. To get up, roll onto your side and sit up. And then we'll come back and try Virasana, the hero pose, one more time. Sit tall, tailbone down, shoulder blades move down the back. Lift the ribs, tailbone down, spine ascends. Okay, and now release the legs. Let them stretch out. So next you'll need one foam block to sit on. We're going to do a pose called Baddha Konasana. You're going to take the knees apart and the soles of the feet come together. So now if you look at the shape of the calf, the last pose, the calf was moving out. This pose, the flesh should be moving this way. It's a circular action, which is the same action on the leg as the Padmasana action, the lotus action. If you bring your fingertips behind, ascend the spine, and just let the knees release. So you're releasing from the inner leg groin out to the inner knee. Spine long, use your hands to support. And if you're comfortable here, and you feel that the back is coping very well with this, you can bring the hands forwards to hold the feet. You lift up through the chest, and still release the legs down. You'll feel the back muscles working. Now if you find that your arms aren't quite long enough to reach your feet, grab your belt and then place it underneath the feet and then hold the belt, and you'll be able to then lift the chest and drop the knees down more. Keep the throat soft, eyes soft. Use the shoulder blades to support the upper chest. That'll take the work out of the pose. It'll feel softer, lighter. And then release. Now say for example you've got your knee feels a little bit tight. What can you do to save that? Well, if you fold your belt into 2 or into 4, so it depends how it feels for you, and then place it around the back of the knee, and then you carefully, holding onto the belt, carefully bend the leg around, and that should give you enough space in the back of the knee to make the knee feel more comfortable. Okay? And this applies for any of the knee bending poses. Obviously, if it doesn't feel quite right, you stop, but if it feels comfortable and it's helping you do a pose, then definitely use this. Moving on. With Sukhasana, happy pose. Easy pose, simple cross legs. So here we focus on releasing the groins down. Focus from the inner leg groins out to the inner knee. And as we lift the chest up, the tendency is that the knees want to come up as well. It's a natural action of the muscles. So we have to really focus on letting the legs move down, releasing the legs. Lift the chest and get the spine to lengthen the body. Sit. And every time you inhale, you'll feel the chest want to lift, but try and maintain the weight of the legs downwards. Couple more breaths. And now change the cross of the legs. So you would have gone to your comfortable cross. So this one will feel slightly different. And if your knees aren't comfortable here, you can always prop them up. So again, you can use a blanket or a block. And just say it's the outside knee. Keep the poorly knee on the outside. And just give it some support. So with the whole time, we're listening to our legs. We're only asking them to do what they're comfortable doing. As the flexibility improves, so they'll start to feel more comfortable as well. We're doing different movements, so it is going to feel a little bit odd. Now lift the chest, relax the legs. You can slide the hands back towards the thighs and just allow then your elbows to move in towards the body and get the chest to lift a little more. And then release. Siddhasana, the perfect pose. So we just straighten our legs. Let the legs take a rest. Now you're going to bend up your left leg and you're going to bring your left leg into the center line. Okay, so the heel is in line with your navel. And then you bend up your right leg and do the same. So we've got heel to heel now. You're going to post your toes through the gap between the calf and the thigh. And then you press the heel in towards the body. Now you're sitting on one foam block. If that's not enough, get another one. Sit on a second block. Lift through the chest, straighten your arms, turn the elbows forwards. Allow the shoulder blades to move deep into the back. Again, this is slightly easier because the knees are moving down. It's easier to release the groins. Ascend the spine. Broaden through the chest. Release through the legs. If you wish, you can turn the palms out. And then hit the elbows. The elbow bend, move that in towards the arm so the inner elbow opens. And then release the legs. Extend the legs forwards. Lift through the chest. Now bend your right leg. Bring this one into the center line. Heel in line with the navel. Left leg comes in. Heel to heel. So again, look, the flesh is moving from the inside edge to the outside edge. Now you're going to post the toes into the gap between the calf and the thigh. And this heel then connects, presses into the pubic area. Palms open, elbows in, sit tall. Take the tailbone down. Turn those arms and feel what happens to the shoulder blades in the armpit chest. It opens, it lifts. Keep the throat soft. Keep the gaze soft. Lift the spine. And then release the arms and release the legs. Open out through the backs of the knees. Sit tall. So now we're going to work towards Padmasana. So you're going to bend up your left leg and bring the left leg so it's underneath the back of the right thigh. And then bend the right leg. Now, the action of the leg is to roll from inner to outer again. So support through the foot, supporting the outer foot and supporting the outer calf, and just gently guide the leg in. Now we're sitting up on a block, so you might find if the knee doesn't reach the floor, you might find having your blanket nearby and giving the knee some support, and you can sit tall again. So already now this knee is in the Padmasana shape. Okay? Sit tall. Relax through that thigh. Make sure that it's comfortable, putting support where's needed, whether it's the back of the knee or underneath the knee. And then release the leg. So release your right leg and the left. Stretch them forwards, sit tall. And then go to the other side. So this leg comes underneath the straight leg, and then you bend up your left leg And then support it from underneath and draw it up onto the thigh. Lift the chest. Release the groins. Again, mindful of the knees. I can't say how many times I think of my knees when I'm doing this, just listening to them the whole time. So you must too. And then release. Okay, come off your block. I'm going to try this on the floor. So simple cross legs. Left leg in, right leg over. Sit tall. Now we're going to draw the right leg up on top of the left thigh. See how that feels. Now from there, you can wriggle your left leg forwards. And to be able to get this foot up, this leg needs to move down. Because if this is up high, you're ending up having a battle trying to get this foot over. So just sit like this. You can put a block underneath that leg and let the chest lift again, releasing through the groins. You'll feel it quite deep in the hip of your left leg. And then release. Change across to the legs. So you're going to bring the right leg now on top of the left. Sit tall. I'm not sure whether I've done the same side twice. We'll do it again. Keep the chest lifted and then release. So we've had this one on top. Let's put the other one on top. Just quickly. I apologize if I have made a mistake. Let's wriggle this one forwards. And there we go. Yeah. This is where we need to be. Lift the chest. Breathe. Now to help, I said about the bent knee needs to be lower and the foot needs to be higher. How can we do that? Let's just bring your right leg in, bend the left leg in. Now if we put this left leg on top of a foam block, like so, as if by magic the foot is now higher than the calf. And then just gently guide the foot in. So if you hold the leg like you'd hold a baby, you can then just guide that leg in. Again, be mindful of the knees. And as if by magic, here we are, lotus. Lift through the chest. So we've got the left leg in first, the right leg over. Traditionally, it's the other way around, right leg in first, left leg over. So we'll try that one next. Move the block out the way, release the legs. Cross the legs again. And draw the right leg up on top of the left thigh. And then pick up the left leg and draw it on top of the right thigh. Sit tall. Release the shoulders. You can bring the palms forwards. Use the arms to support the back. Lift up through the chest. Close the eyes. You can stay here as long as you wish. Bring the hands to Namaste. Release the arms and carefully release the legs. Stretch the legs out. Don't force them straight. Thank you.